They were very quiet people, I think. They were, Dad worked at university, Mum worked for social services, and they were, kind but strict but fair. I'm going to include both parents, absolutely, and that's the stock answer. They're the ones that instill you with your sense of values and guide you as your own personality develops. It's impossible not to sort of include their influences on you and your sense of right and wrong, and it's absolutely those two. I typically, summer holidays I really remember. I remember the seasons, the grass coming up and things like that, and sort of it was a very, it was a pre-internet time as well. So we just played out, and that's all we did. And school was, just really happy memories of sort of early school, the junior school. And we lived in a sort of semi-rural location, so even though the house was where we lived was on a housing estate, at the end of the road was all fields, so we sort of had the best of both worlds. I wanted to be a lawyer, of all things, from a very early age, but I didn't really have the brains for it. I love detail, which might sound crazy, but I love the way you can win an argument through analysing detail, and even with all of the weird stuff that happened with HR issues with staff and things like that, I thoroughly enjoyed it because I keep records, I keep detail, and I can tend, and if you do it honestly, you can win the argument. That's quite a strange question because I didn't intend to fall into this trade, but this is, I've been an officer in the Royal Navy, and this has been the most difficult challenge ever. It's one that, like yourself, where you do graphic design, it's design led in part, but also you need a bit of a backbone to it, which took me a long time to develop. At the moment, I wouldn't change what I'm doing now. I think it's perfect for me where I'm at in my life. I'd say it's my relationship. Yeah, I think there's a lot of, especially in the old days, that sort of gay relationships not lasting, and when we started dating, they were incredibly inferior to the straight counterparts. So the fact that we've outlasted many marriages is something that I'm incredibly proud of. It was an interesting one. It didn't involve partners or anything else. There's a song that came on the radio the other day, and it was a Coldplay track. And it was a really good sense of achievement of we involved this place, but it allowed me to get a loan on a car that I'd always wanted, the one on back. I really, really wanted that car from a very early age, and I remember driving back in Nikos's car with the roof down. It was summer, and I'd just done the deal, and that was, I know it's a material thing, but it was a sort of one of those life stepping stones. I'd worked for it, I'd got it, and I was driving home, and in a week or so I was going to cut this car back. There isn't one thing. I do think if it wasn't here in this building, I wouldn't be as attached to it. I think the building is in its sense of history, and the fact that we are just passing through as custodians. I think our first head chef and his munching ecstasy tablets for breakfast was not something that I was equipped to deal with managing the management school of life experience, and that was, he was very, very funny, and at the time it seemed weird, and again I'd say that one, and also the fact that we got here, and that also involved ecstasy tablets as well, because of the person that had this place before me told me, and I was to be the licensee, told me that he was going down to London to buy 10,000 ecstasy tablets, and I was like, what the hell? So I told the brewery, I said, right, thank you very much, I'm out of here, and they said, whoa, well, you've done all the work, why don't you take it? And that's awesome, wasn't it? So that's probably the biggest story, really.
My mother and father were like chalk and cheese. They divorced when I was about 2, so I don't really have much of a having an understanding of what they were together, and I'm thankful about that because they're an absolute nightmare together probably. My dad was a butcher, owned 4 butchers in Liverpool, and my mum managed and owned pubs when I was younger, so again, they were quite had serious and stressful jobs, but they're alright, good people, brought me up well, I hope. Probably my grandma. She brought me up. As I say, my mum used to run pubs and didn't really have much time off. So my grandma, the old man of Pat, was probably the biggest influence. The happiest day of my childhood would be, I don't know, I was a pretty happy kid, so every day was sort of happy. When I was playing football, probably full of lemonade. I was just a happy kid in general. I wanted to be a football player. I played football until I was 17 professionally, and then until 21 semi-professionally, but it just never worked out. But I always wanted to be a football player. Was the lucky lady. We met when I was working. When I moved home from Italy, I went to work in a hotel. And then I met her there, and then never did I propose. We already had a son who was 18 months at the time, and he did it for me basically. I got a t-shirt made with "Will you marry me" on it, and she couldn't say no to him. So thankfully he was there. She would have probably said no to me. So I have one child who's 2, and I also have another one on the way. 6. Job-wise, I'd like to be an actor, which would be quite cool. I'm not a very good actor though, so that's why I'm not one. I don't know. To be honest with you, I probably would have spent more time away from Liverpool. I've lived abroad and travelled, but I would have wished to spend a bit more time away to learn a culture a little bit more further. So, my son. I played cello, and I played cello from the age of 11, and I'm very good at playing cello. I haven't played it in a few years. It was when my son was born, no doubt about it. It was the longest, most tiring day for both of us, especially her, but me also. But yeah, it was great. I think the staff are great. I think everyone's very personal. It's just a good laugh. Obviously the food and drink are nice, but I mean the company's even better, so that's why I like it so much. Yeah, when I seen a ghost, I was upstairs in a private party and I seen a ghost walk past me. I thought it was somebody from the party, but it weren't. But yeah, that was quite scary, but it was interesting. 17 was my first time I came here. I actually came on a date with my first proper girlfriend called Jen. So it has good memories because that didn't last. So, but yeah, I've been since the age of 17, so 9 years maybe, something like that.